Have you ever noticed that when somebody has hurt you or angered you, that they continuously anger you? It's because you're not getting rid of that emotion. You're storing it inside you. And believe you me, I'm a great one for doing this. I don't particularly like confrontation. I will confront somebody and have a rip-roaring argument with somebody if I need to, but it's not something I enjoy doing. I always say it makes my aura feel jagged, like somebody's got rough sandpaper and sanded my skin. It just makes me feel uncomfortable in my skin. So what do? I store it. I put it in a bottle and I put it inside me. And that doesn't serve me at all. And it's something that in my 50s I have come to realize is not only not serving me, it's hurting me. Anger and resentment is stored in your liver and your gallbladder. Now, when you think about the fact that in remaining angry, in holding on to this anger and this resentment and this hurt and this frustration and this irritability, you're damaging your liver and your gallbladder. They are the two organs that supply bile. It's even known to affect your immune system. So we're holding on to all this anger and resentment, and it makes our bodies less likely to be able to fight disease. It's not only not serving you, it's making you sick, and it becomes chronic. It then leads to tissue damage and damaging healthy cells. So now that you know this, do you ever want to be angry again? Spurts of anger that you resolve is human nature. Holding on to anger and resentment hurts us. And not just emotionally, not just mentally, it physically hurts our body. And it is so important that we don't spend our life being resentful and angry. Resentment and anger steals our life. It almost makes us into a cocoon of anger and resentment. And it's not a good place to be. I don't want to feel angry and resentful, and especially towards other people. Because 9 times out of 10, it's people I love. So how do we fix it? I have found that tapping has helped me immensely, and recently. I was angry with somebody and it was like everything they did just irritated me and made me more angry and more disappointed. And I looked at this and I thought, I love this person. Why am I doing this? Why am I allowing their actions to make me feel like my aura has had a box of sandpaper on it? Because I used to find that every minute that my mind was free, it would go back to this person. And it was just like accumulating. And eventually, when you look at the issue that was caused, it's not really that bad. In the greater things of life, it isn't that bad. But I needed something to help me get over it. I needed something to push me through and to smooth my aura. Now, I started tapping probably about 5-6 months ago now. And I don't just tap for anxiety and stress. I tap for anger and resentment too. Because I want to keep my liver healthy. It's still got a while to walk with me. And I don't want to hold on to those emotions. For people who are not familiar with tapping, we have meridians, which are the life flow of our bodies. On the upper, we've got them all over our bodies, but we concentrate on the upper ones. So you have one at the top of your head, one on your eyebrows, sort of where your eyebrows end, and we just tap them. Now you can use your fingers to tap, you can use your hands to tap, you can use a pen, you get a special tapping pen, any one of those just to tap. Now the one that I find is always the stiffest is the one at my eye here. It's always the one that is the most tender. So I always feel like I need to spend a little bit more time here. Then we've got ones just below our eyes, sort of on your cheekbone there, in the middle of your cheek. One on your upper lip, one just below your lower lip, two on either side of just below your collarbone, under your arms, and on the inside of your hands. Now, normally what I do when I am tapping is I will breathe deeply. Breathing is exceptionally important. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I'm very passionate about breathing and breathing properly because it truly will change your life. Our bodies need oxygen in order to cope and to survive. 3/4 of us are shallow breathers. We need to get that air in through your nose. And I do Iyengar yoga, where they teach you that you eat and speak through your mouth. And although they do have breathing techniques where you breathe out through your mouth, they're very few and far between. So if we're just breathing and we're just calming ourselves, it's in through the nose and out through the nose. And I just find that breathing, especially if I'm anxious or upset, that breathing can change everything. It changes the way you look at it, at situations. It changes your pain threshold, because the worst thing in the world is when a doctor says to you, this might hurt. So why do they even tell you that? I wish they wouldn't. And in that situation, I have found breathing exceptionally therapeutic. When I'm tapping for anxiety or stress, I use positive affirmation. I am loved, I am worthy, or whatever's stressing me out. I reiterate in my brain while I'm breathing what is making me anxious. But when I'm anxious or stressed, I prefer just to use lots and lots of positivity. Now, when I'm angry or resentful, I use a completely different mantra. So I always start on the one in my middle of my hands, and I'll start tapping and I'll breathe. I know that what John did has made me angry. I can see why I felt anger towards John, but this emotion is not serving me, and I choose to let it go. And breathe. And then I go to the one on the top of my head. I understand that John made me very angry. I understand this emotion. I understand that this emotion is not serving me, and I choose to let it go. I understand what John did has made me angry. I understand that I need to let this go. So I choose to let it go. I understand that John made me angry. I understand that this emotion does not serve me. And I choose to let it go. And then you go down onto the one on your cheeks, and you do it again on your lip, and you do it again on your bottom lip, and you do it again on the points just below your collarbone, and you do it under your arms. Now the one under your arms to me is like a 2-in-1, because you've got lots of lymph nodes under your arms. So you also stimulate your lymph nodes. And you just admit to yourself that what they did made you angry. But the most important thing is that you choose to let it go. And I promise you, it works. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with anybody that you think might need to know this, because there's a lot of people out there that are storing anger and resentment and don't even know it. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Bye.